Hey everybody, it's Kiet here, back with another video where today I am going to be doing 2 creepypastas, as you can see from the title, which I probably did. If I didn't, I'm dumb. Anyways, so the first creepypasta is called The Imposter Among Us. So yeah, let's start off. So, oh yeah, also if you hear music in the back, that's most likely the neighbors. Sorry guys. So, here's the story. So, recently I was playing this mobile game called Among Us that's been circulating around social media these days. For a tour on what it's about, the game allows up to 10 players to join a room. 9 players crewmates. There's at least one random imposter chosen by the game itself, random every round. The objective is for the crewmates to accomplish tasks and escape the spaceship, while the imposter gets to kill and sabotage tasks until he's get caught and ejected. Now, the game itself already has a creepy atmosphere, especially with the background music on the main menu, which honestly, it's very scary, or not very scary, but it's scary. But it gets creepier with my experience playing it. Know that you join rooms with random people of various nationalities and walks of life, so every time you play is a new experience. I was having a great time with a bunch of people. We've been through 5 rounds together, and trust me, it gets addicting when you play with the right people. One guy decides that it was enough playtime and he's gotta go. So naturally, another random player joins the room and fill him in game name, and his in game name was simply X. He was pretty psyched, immediately wanted to start while I and the other guys were still chatting. You cannot chat when the game starts, you can only chat when it's time to vote out a possible imposter. That this was normal. I mean, it was like I was like this the first I got involved with the game. Chances of being imposters with 10 players are slim. So obviously, I still didn't get the chance to be an imposter in the 6th round. We played as usual, finishing up tasks, trying to do so in pairs as some sort of strategy we came up with. An emergency meeting, which you can do in the game in case you suspect someone to be an imposter, was called. As mean as the following narrative sounds, the guys started ganging up on X, merely a jest, suggesting that he might be an imposter. X would deny this, of course, but this is the game. One has to be tricky, so we can never know if he's telling the truth unless he gets ejected from this round, and we can find out whether we eliminated the right or the wrong player. Majority were already set on eliminating X, most likely without proof, and before X got ejected, from the round he sent on the chat, if I do become imposter, I'll swear I'll kill you all and win this thing, starting with you, player, who accused me without proof. Player is probably the OP. It turns out he wasn't the imposter, so we continued the round as usual until it was over. Back in the lobby, X has started reprimanding and trash-talking our actions, which we replied in the jest that this was a game after all. Hey, no need to get worked up over a video game. 7th round, look at that. Still no imposter on my part. Oh well, guess we just have to keep on playing until everyone gets a chance to be one, right? This round was rather intense as dead bodies, yes. Term in the game where imposter kills a crewmate is to report a dead body found by fellow crewmates. We're now involved instead of just stupidly calling for an emergency meeting just to vote someone out, randomly without proof. What makes it more exciting is that the killer was elusive. I was wondering why everyone was being nice to X and not suspecting him for this round? Was it because he might explode in some kind of toxic tantrum again? For some reason, everybody kept just ignoring X now because of the behavior shown last round. I felt bad ganging up on him. Then, what if the guy is the new player? Even if he isn't, he played foul just because he's a new guy for the rest of us who's been playing for 5 rounds straight. In the end, it turns out X was the imposter. I disconnected from the game because I felt pretty tired now. And besides, I have other things to do. It was fun. That X player, if he started out with the game, did mighty well evading suspicion till he killed off the others except for me, which merited the imposter of victory if only one more crewmate is standing. Next morning, browsing my Facebook, when I saw a trend, 8 people found dead in one night, cause unknown. At first I ignored it, just another mass murderer kind of news. Then it merited lots of shares and sympathies because it was pronounced the death of 8 individuals last night in different areas. The time of death was what connected them. It was about the same time I quit / disconnected from the Among Us game. Coincidences happen, right? What if the 8 people have to do with some dark online game and just recently gone famous? I read one article and learned eerily that these individuals have another thing in common. They all had X marks etched into their foreheads. At the time I finished reading the article, my phone dinged with the message notification. I opened it and read, "I told you, I will kill you all and win this thing." Okay, the next one is a little bit shorter. A few years back, I remember downloading some mobile games onto my tablet. Most of them were harmless and fun apps, some including races to the finish line, and they included building a Lego island. They were fun distractions, and I remembered enjoying them whenever I was on a trip to school in my grandparents' house. I could only install games at my grandparents' house because our home had no Wi-Fi, so visiting grandparents' house always made me and my brother jump with joy. One Saturday, my mom and dad I visited. They welcomed us in and made us feel at home like they always did. Grandpa would crack jokes like it was his job, and Grandma would roll her eyes, but secretly enjoy his wittiness. I sat beside the Wi-Fi router, finding and downloading games. One of these games was called Night Bomb. It was a puzzle game where you had to disarm a bomb before the night was over. There was something unique to the game, though. There was a warning before I could press the play button. "This app will track your location. Install anyway?" I thought nothing of it. I was 11 at the time. We never read the rules, so I accepted the game. The game only loaded one level, then crashed. I couldn't get it to work, so I tried uninstalling, but there was no option to uninstall, so I left my tablet, afraid that my parents think I broke it. A few hours go by, and it was time to leave the house. I was charging my tablet at the time and completely forgot to bring it back home with me. As we were halfway home, we received a call from our grandma. She told us that we left the tablet at her house. I was shocked and sad when I realized I forgot to take it out of charging. We told her that we would pick it up the next day. As we went to sleep that night, I could not stop thinking about the tablet. How could I forget? There was no way this could happen again. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of my parents crying to police officers. My grandparents were dead. They were stabbed multiple times each. I broke down after hearing the news. A few days later, police brought us our tablet. It would not turn on or not turn off. There was only one message on the device. "This app has tracked your location. Please uninstall. Okay, that one was a little more scary than the other one. Well, actually, I'm not sure. It's just like the thought about how if you install the wrong app, you could die, or people could die. Anyways, that's the 2 creepypastas for today. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye!